All right, everyone, I'm joined by Jairzinho Rozenstruik fighting on March 28th right here in Columbus. So let's start there. You won in Francis a few months ago. Why Francis Ngannou?
I mean, it's a big challenge. He's the only one, I think, he's knocking those guys out like nothing happened. And for me, it's the challenge to go in. So
you've answered the bell numerous times, undefeated 9-0, 4-0 in the UFC. All four of those came last year. What did you learn about yourself last year winning all four of those fights?
Going deep water, I can do it in the first second of the fight or the latest seconds in the fight. And nothing is for free. If you want to win, you're going to work for it.
Jairzinho, Biggie Boy, Rozenstruik.
What is it going to take to keep it that way, to stay undefeated? Because obviously this is your biggest challenge yet.
Yeah, what it's going to take, keep training, be yourself, and always be calm in the game, and you will find the place to put it.
You mentioned that, it could be the first round, the fifth round. Against Alistair, it was the fifth round, the last few seconds of that fifth round. You had never gone that far before. What is that experience like? What kind of value do you get out of going all 5 rounds, basically?
It is, you want to win, how bad you want to win.
Sure.
So if you feel like you're losing, you're going to give up. And that's not my game. I always stay focused. I see it's going, and he make the mistake, and I put him down.
What challenges do you see that Francis represents? Obviously, he's a well-known name in the UFC. You're trying to be. What challenges, though, do you see as a fighter to get past him and to get where you want to be, which is eventually the champion?
As a challenge, he's knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
I think, almost all the guys out he fought.
Mm-hmm.
Only one guy is still standing. It was Derek Lewis. And now I think I'm the first one who's going to put him down.
You're a guy that knocks people out as well. What should people know about you if they don't know the name Jairzinho Rozenstruik? What should they know about you as a fighter?
For me, it's more, I come from far, I want it really bad, and I want to make the division great again, and this is the way, this is our time, this is my time, and I'm going to show the world. I want to enjoy Columbus 28th of March, and we're going to explode this whole nation arena.
You've already kind of put your country on the map. Suriname, you're the first ever UFC fighter from there. What does it mean for you to represent that country, to be the first person from a country in the UFC?
It means a lot for me and my people and my country, and we see the reaction all the way on social media, and we're happy to put our country on the map this positive way.
I know I was asking Matt Brown, he's also on that card, he's from Jamestown. He said there was no MMA scene in Jamestown, Ohio, and there's, I'm guessing, no MMA scene where you're from in Suriname. Tell me a little about your home country, the popular sports there, and what it was like to grow up being an MMA fighter there.
To be an MMA fighter there is, it's like you're unknown. Nobody was watching MMA and the UFC.
Right.
I saw the UFC on TV, but wasn't interested. There was a time with Andrei Arlovski, he been champion, and I can remember that. The popular sport in there is soccer, basketball, and the most popular is soccer and basketball.
When you said I'm going to be an MMA fighter, what was the reaction from people that are, they're soccer players, they're soccer coaches, basketball, whatever the sport was?
Everybody say you're crazy. I ever said in my own mouth, I'm never going to fight MMA.
Yeah.
Because I think it's too brutal.
Yeah.
And here I am, knocking people out in the MMA sport.
Being one of the most brutal guys out there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And for you, you were actually a kickboxer for 7 years pro, did pretty well at that too. What was that background like? How does that help you now being in the UFC?
It helped me a lot, especially the striking. Working on my ground game, and I'm feeling great about it, and I started enjoying the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu.
Last question for you. The UFC has always been a global sport, but more so now. We have Usman, he's the first African-born fighter to win, and then you have Israel Adesanya. He was the second, both from the same country of Nigeria. What does it say about the UFC that it's expanding so much that guys aren't just coming from those countries, they're winning and becoming champions from those places, like yourself?
I think we're stronger. We work harder. We want it really bad. As Usman, as Adesanya, they wanted it, so they got it. I'm on my way. I wanted that gold, and I'm going to get it.
Do you feel any pressure, though? Because we know a lot of fighters from Brazil. A lot of guys, there's a lot of champions from Brazil in the history of the UFC, but not a lot of guys come from where you're from. Do you feel any pressure associated with that?
No pressure. It's more if you get a chance, you got to make the best of it. And now I'm in the UFC, and I think in my country, even the sport is growing, the MMA. Everybody start doing BJJ, doing wrestling, and try to fight MMA fights,
Right.
So maybe in 5 or 3 years, there'll be more fighters from Suriname in the UFC.
A big reason for that is you, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Thanks so much for
Thank
your
you,
time, man.
sir.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
March
it.
28th, check it out.